Before we get started on an epic adventure across the UK, I was going to say United States, we're not there yet. Across the UK, we thought we would share this file of footage from a boot sale times past. No, it was from in the middle of our hiatus, and we didn't want to just release one video not knowing when the next one was coming. So here we are, and delighting you with some fake Givenchy.
And Stone Island, by all accounts.
And some Stone Island, before anyone says that we went past the Givenchy. The Givenchy.
It does happen.
It was not real.
So we spoke obviously in the last video regards kind of our trip, if you will.
I feel like you're bringing my tone down.
Okay.
Bring it up.
Okay. Shall I bring it up further?
Yes.
How much amp do you want from me? Because I can go sky. Yeah.
That's
okay.
a good amount of amp.
Right. Well, you talk to me about what we're looking at right now. Hit me.
We've been doing really well with Oakley sunglasses. These
Specifically
are
vintage Oakley sunglasses.
Well, vintage ones are obviously the best. The 90s, what they call the Vault series.
Yeah.
But these were a pair of the wraparounds, very classic wraparounds. They're called the Radars. And they come in loads of different colours. They have them continuously through all collections, and they come in multiple different colours.
I will put a picture by here because once again, I will say this before I start. This was one of the first times we started. You can see me a little bit better there. This is one of the first times I was awaiting a bag strap for my GoPro. I had it kind of chest mounted. Yes. And one of the main things for me was it was just annoying. Like anyone who wears one, you'll understand what I'm saying. You have to wear a shirt, or otherwise you just look a bit strange. So I decided to get one of the ones which you mount on your strap of your bag.
Backpack
your
strap.
Backpack, if you will.
The strap-on is no more.
The strap-on is no more.
But we did pay £5 for those. They do have some condition issues, however.
What was it? Tell me what it was.
I've listed them for 45 for a quick sale. The Oakley sunglasses. This stall, however, was full of Gemmaronis. So Austin in his hand has got a Sweaty Betty skirt. I find with Sweaty Betty, the more unusual the piece, the better the return.
I actually agree with you. If you get a kind of more generic gym wear, not that it's not great, but it's the actual weird pieces you want.
Well, yeah, because they mass produce the leggings, the exercise tops, the jackets,
and the weirdest stuff you see less.
Whereas like the ski collections or the beach collections or the loungewear collections, those are the things you want to ideally look out for. But I also understand that you don't see them every day. However, this was a pencil skirt, so it's one of those pieces that they like to say
crossover?
Transition you from the gym or a yoga class into like going for a drink or being completely counterproductive with your calorie counting.
It's actually very, very, very cool, though. It's a sort of different piece as regards what we've had previously from Sweaty Betty.
Yeah, and Sweaty Betty used to do a lot better for us because it used to be a lot more premium. But as they've sold the company and the company's expanded, a lot more is produced, so it is a lot more readily available. I actually prefer picking up brands like Aloe, so ALO at Yoga Company.
We did a cap from those recently, didn't we?
Yeah, Varley and brands like that. But we did pick up a couple of pieces from that lady. We also picked up two pairs of SOCAIL boots, which obviously didn't make the footage cut. This was before the times had changed.
Once again, the this what I was trying to say about the bag strap earlier is for me, like this footage is, we've left it in for what you'll see later, but it was one of those things I was trying to work out in my mind. Obviously it's on the side of me as opposed to in the centre, so I have missed a few bits which I've tried to keep in as regards
we find one thing and
visuals.
We wanted to show you and talk about it, and
which you would have seen if you'd seen the thumbnail.
Yeah, and we thought we'd give you a little bit of extra so before we go into our our van series or summer footage, or I don't know what we're calling it at the moment.
We've actually already filmed one or two.
Yes.
So they'll be coming straight after this one.
But Austin wanted to get this one out first because obviously it was the last of the older style videos, if you will. I mean,
if you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen this pop up probably probably a month ago now.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
it was on Stories at least, wasn't it?
Was it? Did I put on Stories?
Yeah, you did.
This store has some groovy stuff.
Well, it's the exact store I was talking about, actually.
So they had some Edwin. I did make.
You can see it there.
But they had some Edwin.
I jumped on my skin.
They weren't salvage. We're trying to pick up only salvage Edwin that sells better for us. If that makes sense. The salvage is a certain type of denim, Japanese denim, which is a longer production process, which means it costs more by the meter basically because of how long it takes to produce.
The storyline, just so you know, was a fake. The Edwins were authentic. It was a nice mix. And actually, when I got talking to the chap, he told me that he bought and sold a lot on Depop. This I'm holding in my hand is what I thought originally was a fake Louis Vuitton damier documents de porte, I want to say, in French. I murdered that, so apologies. But basically, it's a document, kind of A4 size.
It's a
briefcase. Soft-sided, in the damier graphite print.
Which is the check.
Which is the black check. You have the brown check, which is I want to say a bean.
Yeah, and then the azure.
And azure, which is a light kind of almost like a light kind of beige or cream. I asked at this point, I was banging on the top. I was looking at this point at the bag, and I was like, do you know what? It looks really, really good, but because everything else was kind of a mix and a medley, if you will, I actually originally found it in the clothes. I just thought, you know what? I've had a good look. It looks pretty good, but I'm not sure. I'll leave it. And I just wasn't 100% sure. If I'm honest, I also had... there was someone in my ear talking over my shoulder on a telephone. So I was trying my best to concentrate. And when I walked down here, and I was thinking, the whole time I was thinking to myself, you know, when you think to yourself, I'm going to miss it. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Anyway, I walked down here. I found you, and I said, do you know what? I think that Louis is real. I'm going to go and have a quick look. I can spend more time rather than talking about where his items were from. And also the other thing, like I said, we were talking about, or I was overhearing, was a conversation behind me. So I went back and I was like,
you're so very dramatic, Austin.
Am I?
Yes, I like your inner thought process.
That's exactly why, though. My people would ask why I just left it on the thing there. So I picked it up again, had a good once over it once again, and I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna get it. How much do they want? And the guy looked at me, and I'm guessing, well, I know now, he told me he bought a second-hand pre-owned on Depop. I'm guessing not for a lot of money, because as you'll see in a minute, it needed a great clean, by the way. The inside was terrible. It was full of dog hair. Yes, that's £1. It was full of dog hair. It had a stain, which we pretty much got rid of right now. The current document porte is going for $2,700. And that is the cost of about £1,000 is the cost of that particular bag right now on the used market. Pre-owned.
Yes, to be sure. Now, there was some issues with this one that we found, and we're going to go over it on the white table. We wanted to leave this sort of like footage in to show you us buying it, etc., so on and so forth. But it is missing its long strap as the first major disclaimer.
Yep, it comes with a long strap and it comes with a padlock also.
And obviously, these can be replaced via Louis themselves. And not a lot of people know they have a replacement accessory service. They also have a repair service. You can buy luggage tags, you can buy spare straps, you can buy padlocks, and
you can even buy keys for your padlocks.
Yeah, and 100% of the time they are cheaper to buy from Louis Vuitton than to buy on the second-hand market. For some reason, there was like this thing of people buying them up and using them for necklaces.
Yeah, the padlocks,
but then they charge more than they are to be replaced by Louis.
A good example is luggage tags. Quite a few years ago, I wanted to replace one of my luggage tags. And as you do, you just look on eBay and they were like £80, £90. I was like, oh, okay. And I'd never replaced a luggage tag. This was going back actually a few years ago. I called Louis Vuitton's customer service and they were £42.
I paid $50 for my Speedy one.
Yeah, and that was later on, I'm saying, later on. So what I'm saying is they do go up, but what I'm saying is people, because it's like with the cost of bags, in my opinion, because some people will never go to a Louis store or check the website, the actual original one, because they know they're not going to get, in inverted commas, a steal. I think some people don't know the full price.
Yeah.
From the retail store or website. You
always assume, if you're looking up like padlocks, for example, and like people are selling them for 60, 70 quid, then you assume that they won't be any cheaper than that.
100%. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Like what I mean by that? Yeah.
Yeah, Mulberry used to replace the padlocks on their bags. On several of their bags have padlocks. If they have a postman's lock, they generally have padlocks somewhere on the bag. They were 30 plus VAT.
Yeah, I remember that.
To replace.
This was a cool Ariat, depending on how you say it, polo shirt. It was really, really nice, actually. I was going to grab it, and I realised as I was looking at it, it had a hole. I think I show the hole. Maybe I don't. Yeah, there you go.
She is.
So, yeah, once again, like as you can see, as the footage goes on, this was the first time, as I say, I had the grip on the side, so I'm kind of getting used to it. we now have the strap, and the footage going forward will be so much better.
This also, I find this boot, I don't know how anyone else feels, but the hotter it gets, the more busy it gets, and then the less good quality stock there is. Anyway, white table stuffed. Austin's going to talk you through this bad boy, aren't you, Austin?
I am indeed. So once again, this is a graphite canvas damier print. You can see the marked studs there. They're stamped. That doesn't mean it necessarily is authentic or not, so don't get excited if you find one with studs. However, there are some other details which I'll go through now, which are like, I mean, look at the stitching, look at the handles, look at the interior of the handles, so you can see, I mean, I'm trying to show the details close up. The zips, they're pretty, well, they are perfect. I was going to say pretty much perfect. They have been used, though, so they're kind of like almost like stone chipped, if you will.
Obviously, this varies from bag to bag, and this is why we don't do strict authentication videos.
No.
Because every bag is different, every time era bag is different, and that everything has little changes.
Also, I'll give you an example. On this bag, for example, you see where the actual Louis Vuitton Paris sign is in random squares. They look like they're random squares, but those squares will be the same on every single bag of that size and that shape and that model. So you won't find that canvas in any other way, any other format than you're seeing here. You understand? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, for example, on that corner on the right, on that corner on the left, and the center one will be the same on both sides. And then every single bag you see made in this canvas for this bag in this shape from this size.
But if you ever happen to find it, this obviously has some wear as well. You can see along the piping there is some drastic wear.
Like you see the corners, they're leather edged. This bag, just to let you know as well, there's the patch. There is some wear. Once again, there's some wear at the top. You can see there.
I think like how you're pointing to it.
I know. Sorry, people can't see that. And once again, that at the top would be an R, registered trademark R. But once again, it has had some wear, and you can see, to be quite frank, the fact that Louis Vuitton stamping is still there after the inside's been taken such a beating. So once again, you go under and you can see the condition of what it would have been like originally. The other thing about these studs, they should be stamped on the inside. We'll show you in a minute. You can see from there. That's the stamp and that's the serial number, which once again usually gives you a few details, which I'll go through in a minute. The studs should be stamped both sides. A lot of obviously fakes and stuff, they just do the outside for the the general appearance, and most of the fonts and so on are off anyway. But that in the corner there, that basically tells you where the bag was made, the day, the month, and the year. There's loads of websites which will tell you all that information. So if you ever need to know that information, just Google that and you'll find it, no problem. They are like almost like they call them
decoding serial
decoding websites. Yeah. Once again, going back to this bag in general, just to give you some information, the black material you see there is leather, and the black and grey, if you want, checkers are actually coated canvas. So it's not a whole leather bag and it's not a whole canvas bag. It's both, as most of them are.
But it's not bad for £1.
Not bad for £1. I'm keeping this. Personal keeps. I'm going to get a luggage tag and a strap and also a padlock. So it'll probably cost me another maybe, I don't know, maybe £200, maybe slightly more. But once again, then I will have a bag which would have been around about £1,800 to £2,000 in the last kind of 2 to 5 years.
Yep. We'll be back tomorrow with a superbly crafted video, and I guess the hard sale's got to come back as well, isn't it?
The podcast is on its way, folks. It's coming back. Bye.